And my name is Toby, and we are 12 and 11 years old. And we live in Canada. Because we're siblings, we want to learn all about genetics. And we hope today's expert, Dr. Monika Lessl, can help us. Hey Monika, what do you do at Bayer?
Hey Onna and hey Toby. It's really nice meeting you. Great to be here. So actually I'm a scientist and I'm working at Bayer at corporate R&D. So that means that I have the chance to work with scientists all over the company and work with them to get access to new technologies, but also to transform the way they do research. For example, using new digital tools or other ways of improving their ways of working.
What is DNA?
So DNA is, if you want, the text in the book of life. And in a book, the script defines what the story is. And so does the DNA define what we are and also how we look like. And imagine if in a book all the letters would be randomly placed. Nobody would understand the meaning of the story. And the same is true for the DNA. To make meaning out of it, the letters of the DNA, which are called bases, have to be in a certain order. We call the entire script of the DNA the genome. And like in a book, instructions are packed in words. And the words are the genes, if you want.
That's interesting. Does everyone have DNA?
Yeah, actually everyone, every living being has DNA, be it humans, animals, or also plants. So that means if you eat plants or if you eat meat, you also eat DNA. So DNA is in each of our cells. Imagine this entire information of the DNA has to be packed into one single cell. So this is only possible if it is packed in certain packages. And these packages are called chromosomes. And interestingly, each species has an own set of chromosomes. For example, humans have 23, but dogs have 39 pairs of chromosomes.
Oh wow! So how do we get our DNA?
So actually you inherit it from your parents, from your mom and from your dad. And from each of one, you get one chromosome. But even so, you are siblings, you don't look the same, even so you have the same parents. This means everyone has a unique DNA. So while we all share certain information, as we all have a heart or a lung and so on, other information is unique to us. So this is also why both of you are not identical, but I'm sure you are similar in some way or the other.
And why is it important for scientists to study DNA?
Yeah, it's very important to study DNA to understand the human life. It will also help us to improve human health. So about 20 years ago, it was for the first time possible to decipher the human DNA. So meaning to understand which are the letters in the book. Now a lot of studies are ongoing to put meaning behind it. So understand which are the words or which are the sentences. So this really helps us to treat diseases and develop new medicines to overcome certain challenges people have in their life.
What do you think? How could DNA research improve human health?
Yeah, for example, like in a book, there can be a misspelling. So the genes can have mistakes. And this causes certain diseases. For example, certain forms of blindness are linked to a mismatch in a genetic code. So now, as we have understood parts of the genetic code, we can develop new treatment options. And these new treatment options are called gene therapy. So actually, a few years ago, for the first time, a gene therapy has been launched to the market, which allows the treatment of certain inherited forms of blindness. I think that's a great progress and very promising for the future.
That sounds cool. And how can DNA research improve food production?
As you know, also plants have DNA. And over hundreds of years, humans have improved plants so that we can eat and consume them today. And this is what we call breeding. For example, the carrot you will eat today is different from the carrot that you'll find in nature. And only by breeding, we got the tasty carrot that you have on your plate today. But breeding takes a very long time. often many, many years. So understanding the genetic code allows us to speed up the whole breeding process and develop plants which can adapt, for example, to the changing environment much more quickly. Now with the climate change, we all experience a much drier climate. So we need plants that can tolerate this climate in an easy way. So here, DNA research can help us to develop these plants in a much faster way so that we all have enough to eat going forward, and the nice carrot is on your plate.
Wow, that's really cool. Thank you for all your answers. That was very interesting. If you want to know more about DNA and genetics, you can follow the rest of our journey on Bayer.com and at Science at Home. See you there!